let's move forward. So let's try to see what we get if we can do an elevated reading, something higher out of politics. So I've already shuffled the cards. Let's see what we have. So the reading's about hope floats. Hope floats. Very pretty, isn't that? Hope floats. The wheel of fate. So the karmic wheel is turning. We're getting more hope as we go through. We're going to use, of course, the pink deck and the Lenormand. And let's just see what they say. So the reading is about the Hermit. So this is about, looking deeper, introspection, spending time alone and doing reflections, etc. Energy coming into for a victory. For a victory, let's see what we have with Lenormand. Above it, eating away. For what's being eaten away, and the foundation is the knowledge. Okay. So, about reflection, if you want to have a victory for knowledge and eat away at the things that are unproductive. So this is a big part of the thing I've talked about. It's not about out there saying affirmations, etc. Whatever is not liberating, whatever is not freeing is an illusion. Illusion. It is what's keeping you bound, whether it's emotionally, whether it's mentally, etc. So it's about spending time and looking deeper at where these things began. Now, if you have a low self-esteem, you look, where did that begin? Were you told you were ugly as a child? Were you told you weren't going to amount to anything? Were you told things that were not affirming? Then look at where these things began. And once you get to the heart of it and you can see it and you find the fallacy within it, then that will release that, will free you up. Remember, the truth will set you free. So the truth of it, what I found in my own journeys, like I've spoken about before, I did not come from a self-affirming family. There was never one kind word, never one compliment, anything of that nature that was given to me as a child growing up, okay? So when I sat and went and looked back at all of these things, where they sprung from, what the seeds were that were planted, okay, the weeds that were planted in my consciousness, in my, in the mental realm of a storyline that forms as one grows up, I saw that what was being perpetrated upon me were my parents' own things that they had not handled in their own lives, okay? Their own dramas, okay? Their own failings, their own mental states of fallacy, okay? It had nothing to do with me whatsoever, okay? So once I saw that what they were telling me was based on their own dramas in their own lives that they had not settled, and they were using me as a target, throwing those darts as a target. It had nothing to do with me, okay? So when you see absolutely it has nothing to do with you, then you can release it. You can see the mental illness that had that had put these projections in place. Okay, so let's see what it says now. So energy going now, things that are up in the air. And the challenge is, yeah, again, those things that you feel are hanging over your head that haven't been dealt with. So let's see what this says here. About control, about protection or control, and the foundation, again, within your personhood. So again, this is about that reflection, looking deeper into the seeds that were planted. And again, hope floats. We want to plant new seeds. Okay. And the wheel is turning, the wheel. So again, it's about the control, eating away at these things that have been controlling one, getting knowledge about your soap opera that you've constructed, that you've been living within for so many years. Potential outcome, judgment, okay, and outside influence, moving to somewhere better, mentally moving this from the realms of judgment above it. When we have again persona and the whip. So those that are in your life that have brought the whip, that have brought the difficulties, etc., coming to this point of judgment. And now judgment, when you leave the physicality of form, what happens? You go into this absolutely loving embrace. Now, if you've never felt that, never had a near-death experience, or like in my case, the implosion of ego and being just thrown into the divine is, you find that it's absolutely whole and complete. There is no sense of that judgmental, and all of the baggage that you had carried is now lifted. You feel quite free, you feel quite complete, you feel whole, and you feel this absolute love of the universe that's there, which then, again, outside influence is moving you forward in your cognition, in your understanding, in your awareness, okay? So what we have driving this underneath of it all is the dark drama that one constructs, keeps themselves bound by, the tower of that, feeling imprisoned by, and what you're holding on to when it comes to the difficulties at hand, the cross to bear, the difficulties, and what you're being offered up as a storyline, okay? So this is, again, talking about a flowering and walking away from this stuff now, and the light being shed. Again, the battle is done, and it is time to go into a relaxed mental state, letting go, backing out of the storyline that has been driving one's existence. Okay. So things are moving forward. So that's mainly the thing that I wanted to talk about with this, is it's about having that reflection, digging deep into your storyline, that you've adopted, your soap opera that you've been running for your lifetime, and planting new seeds, pulling out the weeds. So it's not going to happen. I really dislike modern psychiatry or counseling, etc., when they go in and they tell them, oh, you have every right to feel that way. You've just had such a hard life. Because what they do when they have you continuing to go over this, they continue to have you just ingraining that story rather than getting to the bottom of it and pulling the weeds. They just keep substantiating it, keep implanting that as the genuine. Okay, so rather than seeing this as the genuine, one has to get to the bottom of it, find the illusion in it, and weed the garden. Okay, and that takes actually encountering it. And again, if you are sitting there and you are having flashbacks of things and it's like you're right back in this situation, seeing that now you're victimizing yourself. Okay, so victimizing yourself because yes, that event may have happened, but it's now over. That's in the past. But you keep carrying it in now and keep recycling that. And if you see that you are victimizing yourself with it now, when it starts playing out, bring yourself back to the present. Okay? Stop feeding, stop buying into it, stop running it, and bring yourself back to this moment and do something concrete to break that cycle, okay? So break the cycle rather than continuing to victimize yourself. It was, enough to be victimized at one time going through it, rather than reestablishing that and continuing that story. So the minute it starts playing out, bring yourself back to center, do something concrete, and break that cycle, and that will help you to again come out of it rather than continuing to play it over and over and over again and continuing to substantiate it. So let me see if there's something else that's coming up with that. Yeah, no, and feelings, things that come up. No, it's just energy. So rather than placing it as and naming it as fear or naming it as anxiety or naming it as something toxic, when these emotional upheavals or things come, understand it's energy. And so rather than, again, naming it fear, fight or flight, or whatever it is, this thing, just see it as a movement of energy. And that will take out the toxicity of it as well. So yeah, the emotional stuff, they're energetic movements. As these things come up, sit with it. Don't run. And one thing you find out when you have these negatives coming, don't feed it. Don't buy into it. Okay? So how do I know these things? How do I speak? Because I've gone through them in a 30-year path through Kundalini. It brings up all your fears. It brings up all of the identifications you had. It brings up all the toxicity. It brings up all the belief systems to be walked through, to be seen for what they are, to be encountered 100%. okay? So when you have this negative thing coming in, okay, or doubts coming in, etc., sit with it. You can feel the energetic happenings with it, but just label it as energy moving, and don't go into labeling fear mode or drama mode, whatever it is. Look deeper into it and see where these things have come from, and weed the garden. Encounter it directly to find out that it's an illusion, it's a fantasy, it's a mask that you don't have to fear, okay? So take the mask off, and what's behind it you see is illusion. If it's not freeing, then it's an elusive story that one has gravitated to and given prominence and made it feel as if it has some solidity, but really in the end it does not have solidity, only what you yourself are giving it within your own conscious awareness and storyline. So yeah, I'm going to leave that here. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this has helped someone in your own journey to come to find out that we are all part and parcel of the divine, is that divine spark of light, the light beyond lights. And each one of us is a spark of light within that. Each one of us is a reflecting point of a whole, of a big diamond, if you will. Okay, each one of those facets makes up the beauty of this diamond. And we are all that. Whether it's here, whether it's our space brothers and sisters, no matter what it is, we are all part of this beautiful reflection of the divine is. And each of us has our own, part to play. I'm in the middle of a sneeze here. Sorry about that. Yes, Miss Lily. So each of us has our part to play within this whole divine production. Isn't that right, Miss Lily? She says, I have my part to play, and I play it well. I'm really good at it. Yeah, I'm really good at it. Mickey says, well, what about me? What about me? I'm really good at it, too. Mr. Mickey. Yeah, you can see the one that gets wound up. It's this one, and then he tries to get her to calm down. Yeah, tell her, calm down. Tell her, what is your problem, Miss Lily? Yeah, tell her, Mr. Mickey. He says, I tell her, knock it off. He's so chill compared to Miss Lily. Isn't that right, Mr. Mickey? Yeah, he's my chill boy. He is. He's a good boy. She just gets wound up. Yeah. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.